Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Miriam. I'm the Senior Operations Manager here with Next Generation Marketing. I am so excited to be sitting down with Kevin Braden, the CEO, as well as Rose, who is our hiring manager and has just most recently written our latest blog all about taking action. It is called One Step at a Time, One Action at a Time, and it is so good. If you have not gone to read it yet, you need to read it. It is absolutely incredible. And today we are going to be digging into Rose's kind of mentality behind why she chose this topic, as well as all of the kind of action plans. She put actual action in this blog for you to take today, not next week, not 2 months from now, but today. And I'm so excited to learn a little bit more about why you chose this topic, Rose. Why do you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, honestly, it's a great topic. It's really the biggest step to become successful. And I think that's everybody's goal in life, is to be successful. And the only way you can be successful is to take action. So I wanted to help people out a little bit and give them, I guess, a little guide to start out on how to take those first steps, because it is scary. I know that from experience that it's scary and it gets overwhelming. So maybe this guide will help people to get out of their comfort zone and take that first step.
Hey, I'm going to chime in here because Rose, you're very modest, saying maybe, kind of, it might help. It will. It definitely will. I read this thing and I was like, oh, here we go. And only because it resonated with me. And I love the fact that kind of took me down memory lane a little bit when I first decided that I kind of think that maybe, kind of like what you just said, was going to get into business for myself, but I didn't take action. And I'm looking at your 4 steps there of things to actually do, to put into play to help you create momentum. And my question I have for you is, if you pick this one, and this one really just to write a blog about something in your life somewhere, you were on the sidelines going, wow, if only I would have put some action behind it, and maybe something didn't happen. I know I've been there 1,000 times in my lifetime before I give myself a kick in the pants and got moving. And Miriam, you're right. It was scary. It was not the most pleasant. It's like, I'm way outside my comfort zone. But we also know that nothing happens unless you're outside of your comfort zone. Nothing good happens inside your comfort zone. So expand a little bit on that if you can, Rose. What were some of the things that inspired you, that you went through some personal things that helped you learn how to take action?
Yeah. So honestly, I'm kind of a lazy person. So, so
I disagree with that 100%.
But I think we all have the lazy bone. We just got to, whether we're employing it or not, right?
yeah.
Yes.
So basically, once I had gotten into what I was in before HR, I was helping people with brain injuries, and I wasn't exactly working like a full-time position. I was only working like a few hours here and there, and then just sitting in bed all day, not really doing anything. And it wasn't getting me anywhere. I'm still living at home with my mom, and I'm in my 20s. So, you know, time to grow up. So I had to take that first step to actually grow up. And I had to figure it out a little bit on my own. And then I joined Next Generation, and I get to join all those meetings, which is super helpful because you guys help push me into that right direction, which kind of helps me with all of my action. So really just being a part of a team that has helped me get to that point is why I decided to pick this topic, because I do have a big goals, and I want to not only make everyone around me proud, but I want to make myself proud of myself. And that's by being successful. So I have to get to my goals, and I have to take the action and do that. So it just really resonated with me to write a topic on this, because it's something that I truly believe in. And I see people all the time that my mom included, that kind of just sit there and just let the days pass her by when there's so much she could be doing to get to where she wants to be going. And it just takes that little first step, and then it all comes to you. You just have to take that first step.
Rose, I love that you just said that. And I know you and I were on a meeting this morning that I talked about like the seasons in business. And I think it's just the seasons in life as well, right? Is like you can't always be reaping a harvest. You have to be able to take that first step and plant that first seed to be able to see what comes of it. And Kev, I know you have a farming background, so maybe you really super resonate with this idea. But as a farmer, farmers have to like tend to their farm, right? To all our crops every single day. And it's the same thing with our mentality is you have to show up every single day and take accountability for yourself, your actions, your mistakes, your growth. Like you have to take accountability for all of that every single day. And just like a baby, you have to crawl or you have to sit up before you can crawl, and you have to crawl before you can walk, and walk before you can run, and all the things. It is constantly that same way. But if a farmer left his crops and was like, I'm going to go on vacation for a month, peace out, he's going to come back and his crops are going to be dead. Like you can't do that. And so I think it's the same thing when we talk about business or entrepreneurship or anything like that, is you have to be present for your harvest. And if you plan on, reaping that harvest at any point within the year, you need to be showing up consistently every single day and take those actionable steps that you talked about in your blog every day. And if you miss a day, great, start again. And if you miss 2 days, great, start again. It's like, it's never too late to just start. And I think that that's where a lot of people get stuck. And I know you talked about your mom a little bit, and I know my mom's very similar. But I think the biggest thing, especially with that generation, is that they feel like, well, I'm here already. It's like, just start. And it's never too late to start. And if you start in your 30s and your 40s and your 50s and your 60s, cool, you're not dead yet. Start today. And I love that your actions are very obtainable for anybody in any part of their life or business, and are able to start today with those steps. And I love it. I absolutely love it.
Hey, I want to chime in again because you broke it up so many different things here, but you were talking about farming, right? And I grew up on a farm. I really, really did. And it's funny because some of the things, Rose, that you talk about, I know you're more city. So when I grew up in the farm, and Miriam, you talked about that, you're right. If you just plant the seed and walk away, nothing happens. So we can have all kinds of goals and dreams and things that we want to put into action. We do the first step and go, okay, here we go, waiting for it. And you talked about that. So people go and definitely read this and pay attention to it and dig in deeper than what you see and start it. But you've got to tend to it. You've got to nurture those dreams and goals. You've got to make sure you water it. You got to make sure nothing happens to it. You got to make sure you safeguard it, all those things. But you talked about something in there that says you can't put in half an effort and expect to get the full reward. And I love that, because
that's a good sentence.
Absolutely cannot. So I've been there many, many times. I go to the gym and I think, okay, well, I've worked out long enough. Where is the results? Nope. And I see people and I'll talk to them and say, how long have you been coming to the gym doing this? Oh, like 10, 20 years already. I'm like, no wonder. Okay, there we go. More time. So, and things develop. But as you also mentioned, that as you reach one part of your level of the skill set changes, and you go again and you keep expanding, before you know it, you can do anything you possibly ever have imagined. And the thought pattern of where you think you could be is bigger in the reward than you ever thought you could ever get. So definitely encourage people, dig into this, read it, spend some time with it, copy it, put it on your phone, read it daily, have something that's going to be resonating and getting into your DNA of who you are and who you want to be, because it just made that much sense to me.
Rose, thank you so much for, number one, being the writer of our guest blog this month, as well as, taking the time to meet with us and just for us to learn a little bit more about your mentality and why you chose this topic. I can't wait for everybody to go read it. Make sure, if you haven't already, you subscribe to our channel, as we have lots to come in the last 6 months of 2022. And I will be sure to link her blog right here in the description, so you don't even need to go searching for it. Go click it, go read it, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, and you will be notified about all of our upcoming vlogs that are coming down the pipeline. And we will chat with you soon. Have a good one. Bye, guys.